we good to go, guys? This. Me too. Let's check that. Don't my ringers off. All right, thanks everyone for coming to today's combo football, basketball, winter sports media day and press conference. We're going to get started with our football press conference with Coach Hammock, and then he'll be followed by Huskie players, Don Thomas, JJ Lippy, and Miles Joyner. So, Coach, would you give us start us off with a brief comment about Central Michigan and on to Kent State?
You know, obviously that was a great win for us, come from behind type of victory on the road. Our players were resilient. They stayed in the moment. They stayed together, and they made the plays necessary to score one more point than the opponent. It's fitting how that works out sometimes. But obviously that was a tremendous locker room. Had a lot of fun doing it. But I think, you know, obviously we got to get back into the swing of things. This bye week came at a great time for us. We playing a very quality opponent, you know, a great challenge, but we're excited about the opportunity against Kent State, who's very well coached, have great schemes, and we have to play our best to give ourselves every opportunity to win this ball game. Yeah, this bye week is critically important for us. You know, we needed it. We played a lot of four-quarter games. Our kids have poured a lot into this season, have poured a lot into their training, the off-season. You know, we've been at it since June 1st, and I think to have some time where they can get away and recover both mentally and physically is important, along with working on academics. Now you start going to MACtion games. Now you're playing games in the middle of the week. I mean, there's still an academic component to this, and so that gives them a chance to catch up, and it helps us get healthy. You know, we got some guys, you know, starting to come back and get healthy. You don't have to ask, you know, but we got Miles Joyner back 2 weeks ago. Was able to get Jeff Griffin back last week. He played about 17 snaps. So we should have a chance to get some more guys back this week. So we actually getting healthy at the right time. And with 1 month left in the season, we're going to do everything we can to focus on the task at hand, and that's, you know, obviously being 1-0 this week. Well, I think I kind of saw it early in the year in the offseason. The offseason program was extremely difficult. We put them through the test, and they handled it with flying colors. And so we knew what they were about. We knew how they would handle situations. And then they had to build confidence in themselves that when they was in that situation to make the plays. And I think they continue to gain more and more confidence each and every single week. And, you know, hopefully we can continue that one more week.
How do you simulate that crunch time atmosphere and practices? How much emphasis do you put on that? Can you simulate it?
No, you certainly can simulate it. You know, the way we structure practice all throughout camp, all throughout the season, we practice a lot of situational football. We practice a lot of different situations. So the first time that the players are seeing it is not in the game. They've already been in that moment. And so they have confidence. They know the calls. They understand the calls. You know, last week was a good example. We went for two-point conversions. That's something we practice. We talked about it, how important it, you know, when we do call it, this is going to be an important time. And they executed it. So we try to continue to do that week to week to keep them fresh and to keep them sharp and to keep that edge that they need to continue to play with.
You mentioned the two-point conversions. You went for, like you said, the two of those. There were a lot of fourth down conversions, what you guys did. How the effectiveness of the running game, how much confidence does that give you in those situations to make those calls?
Yeah, I think when you get into a game, you're trying to figure out whatever you need to do to try to win it. And I think last week we knew Central Michigan had a good run defense, but we were still able to run the ball effectively. I thought our passing game really stepped up and gave us the type of balance that we needed to be able to put points on the board. And then obviously the situation, the game is played in situations. And so we talk about it ahead of time. We practice it ahead of time. My staff understands that, they have a feel of how I'm going to call a game during the game. And the one thing that, a lot of people don't realize is as the head coach, you have to watch all the special teams. You have to watch all the offense. You have to watch all the defense. So now you can have a game plan in your mind of what it takes to go win that week. And so that's what I do. And I talk to my staff on Tuesday and say this is the plan of what we need to do to try to win a game. And we try to execute the plan as best as possible.
The first 2-point conversion, you had that sort of handoff to Rudolph, and then he flipped it into the end zone. How much of practice time do you guys dedicate to kind of running those sort of, I don't even know if trick plays is the right word, but, plays to kind of avert the eyes of the defense?
No, we work plays each week, for 2-point plays. We have different ones, different weeks. And I think that's important because normally when you call those type of plays, you need them. So we want to make sure we can execute in those type of situations. Well, I think he's a guy that holds people accountable. He's not afraid to not be liked. I think in this day and age, with young people, everybody wants to be liked, but it's a lot more important to want to be respected. And he holds the people accountable. He holds them to standards. And one thing he doesn't do is tell you to do something that he wouldn't do himself. And I think that's a big thing. A lot of times people do as I say, not as I do. And I think that's not a good quality. But Rocky, he says, do as I say and do as I do. And I think that's a testament to his leadership and the way he was raised.
For Penn State this week, I think they're 10th in the nation in offensive plays per game. They typically like to run a more up-tempo offense. How do you prepare a defense for, finishing a play, getting to the line of getting set, so quickly?
Yeah, no, they do a tremendous job putting stress on you with their offense, with their ability to line up quickly and run plays. We have to try to simulate that as best as possible in practice. And they have a variety of plays that they can run. So it's not like, most no-huddle teams, they just run a zone scheme. These guys have a plethora of runs that they can go to, and they have tremendous skill offensively that can attack you in a lot of different areas. So we have a tremendous challenge. We're excited about it, and I think our kids will be excited to play on Wednesday.
Talking about, they mentioned in the press clip, like the relationship you have with Sean Lewis, having coached him as a grad assistant, having been at Wisconsin. What's the relationship like today, and how much are you looking forward to playing a guy that you got to know so well?
Yeah, no, we have a good relationship. When we go to all of MAC head coaches meetings and things, we normally gravitate toward one another because we do have that history. One thing I can respect about Sean is that he was a young man that was a quarterback in high school at Richard High School, and he came to Wisconsin as a quarterback, and he came early. He came in January, graduated early, and did all those things. And by the time we got done with spring ball, he realized he wasn't a quarterback. And it takes a lot for a young person to realize that, and we moved him to tight end. And, but his maturity level at a young age is one that I really appreciated. And obviously his success and the type of career that he's made for himself is awesome. And it's good to see his development.
Does that kind of relationship give you an advantage or a good idea of what you might see from a guy or two, or because you haven't played him before?
No, I mean, obviously we haven't played Kent, so this will be our first time playing him since I've been here. And, we have to watch the tape and try to assess what they do well and see if we can minimize some of the things that they do really, really well.
Coach, after having time to assess the tape for a second, is there some stuff that you want to put it up kind of the next game?
Yeah, I think, obviously we have to play better on defense. I think the second half we played better, was able to get some stops and hold them to 10 points in the second half. But we got to start the game that way, and we got to try to create turnovers. I think that's a big thing for us. If we can get our hands on the ball with the way we play on offense, I think that can really change the game. Appreciate it.
All right, give me a minute here and we'll collect our Huskies. Careful. Now by Husky players J.J. Lippy, offensive line, Miles Joyner, tight end, Dylan Thomas, linebacker, Rober, somewhere in there. Questions for these guys? Just remember to talk into the mics, guys.
First off, for the offensive guys, Coach kind of talked about Rocky Lombardi, how he's a guy that, is holding his team accountable, his offense accountable. Do you guys have examples of, instances where Rocky's kind of had to be, the guy that people, I don't want to say don't like, but have to be tough on people?
Since I first got here, Rocky's been that guy for us. I just remember instance during summer condition where he'll get on guys, and sometimes you have players who do that, but they're the last in the pack. But Rocky's leading the pack through the receiver group, through the skill group. So if you Rocky demands something, he'll be the first to do it, which I really respect.
JJ?
During fall camp, Coach Hammock likes to put us in different situations, and sometimes when the offense wasn't performing where we needed to perform, Rocky would be the first guy that would call the offense up and tell us, hey, we gotta get it together here, and we gotta perform because this is not us, and this is not the standard.
JJ?
I mean, yeah, we always knew that we had the guys that could catch the ball outside, like, Tyrese Ritchie and Trayvon Rudolph, and even Miles with the tight end screen that got called back. But, no, it's definitely great because, when you run the ball as much as we do, they like to load the box, so it's kind of nice to open up the passing game so we can get less guys in the box.
Miles?
Going off what JJ said, I feel the same way. I feel like we have the best skill players in the MAC, and I feel like we have the best running back in the MAC as well. So whatever the game plan that the coaches lay out, pass game, running game, or balance, I feel like we can attack that in any way possible to win the game.
Question for going just a Kent State defense that likes to run out tempo. How difficult is it to kind of maintain both mental and physical stamina throughout the game?
I feel like it's definitely a stressor. It's gonna be a different scene and whole experience than what we've faced so far this season. But just being ready and prepared for that, that's something that our coaches have already started doing that in this little bye week, and we're just gonna keep working on and be prepared and ready for it come Wednesday.
What adjustments did you guys make in the second half of the season that really helped get that offense down in the second half?
It wasn't anything too crazy, probably not as much as you guys would believe. It was just being sound and being just playing our style of football, just doing our assignments and making sure that each gap and each hole is accounted for, and that each player showing up when their number is called.
KJ and Miles, when you guys go for it on fourth down, what's the confidence you guys have that, you guys are going to go for a lot of fourth downs? If it's 4th and 7, 4th and 1, what's the mindset in the huddle when Thomas and Eric say, hey, we're going for it here on fourth down? What's the mindset?
Miles?
Since I got here, the mindset has been we got to have it. Fall camp, Georgia Tech, every game, the coaches have a great play call sheet to put us in the situation to execute it. And as players, we know when we go out there, we got to get it done so we can move the chains.
Yeah, like Miles said, we always say to each other, especially the line, we always say gotta have it. And so, we always gotta have that 1 yard or that 2 yards. So.
What stands out about like the fight that this team had, down 3 scores in the second half, and you're able to battle back and win this run? You had a lot of close games this year. What really is like the mindset of this team in this game?
Dylan?
I think the mindset is just one play at a time and just executing. And basically, every game we've played, like, there's never been like a real moment of like worry or franticness across the sideline, if that makes sense. The defense believes in the offense to do their part, and the offense believes in the defense for us to hold up our side of the ball. So I think just having that common collectiveness that Coach Hammock preaches about during those big moments and during those times of problems, I think that's the biggest difference in the last few years.
JJ?
I mean, if you look at it, like during the off season when we were doing our fourth quarter warriors, I mean, we were paired with defensive guys, like offense and defense were together, and we always kept fighting with each other no matter how bad it was and how bad it got. And I just think that's really showing up in games because yeah, we're down, but we're still gonna keep fighting and keep trying to win this game.
Miles?
I think it goes back to the summer training we had since I got here as a transfer through May through July. The summer conditioning was really tough, and this team had no quit in any of the days. We never knew how many reps we were going to do, and we just never cared. We just knew that we had to keep going, and I think that's showing up in the games. Down 18, down 7, we just have no quit, and we're going to keep fighting till the game's over.
I feel like, yeah, it's like kind of what you were saying, that Ball State last year, like that Ball State in Wyoming this year, those kind of give us like that little blueprint of, all right, like it's very achievable to be down 10, 15 points and then just keep just stacking and going at it throughout the game. I feel like even though that was a loss, that was probably our biggest learning experience through those first non-conference games because it showed us that down regardless, we can come back and compete.
I mean, yeah, just the experience with those games just really helps us, just gives us the confidence too, like you just said, and like what Dylan was just kind of elaborating on, that gives us the confidence that we can come back in any situation, no matter how many points we're down.
Andrew, your weeks are so structured from going classes at a certain time, so on Mondays we do this in football, Tuesdays we do this. Now everything is kind of thrown in a different direction with the midweek games. How much of an adjustment of a challenge is this adjustment for you guys now switching along?
Miles, since you're new, we'll go with you.
I'm actually excited to learn and get ready for the adjustment. I've never played in this conference, so I look forward to the challenges that lay ahead. But I think we'll be just fine adjusting to the schedule and get ready to attack it with our best foot forward.
Dylan?
Match is always, yeah, it's kind of weird getting into that little time frame, but I think it's fun because it is that's change up and switch up. And it's sweet just knowing, like, back home on Tuesday, Wednesday nights that our families are going to have better chances to watch us and different things like that. In terms of schedule, our coaches and staff do a great job of making sure that we know what we have and what days we're going to class. And, like, on Tuesday, if that time block of where we can or can't go to class, they do a great job. So it's never, like, frantic in that aspect.
JJ?
Yeah, I mean, it's a change at first, but I think it's a lot of fun, because we get to play on ESPN. So, if our schedule gets messed up a little bit, so be it. We'll adapt to it.
Question for Dylan. I know for those that had time to break out these for you guys last week, and you just talked to some of the things you've done to improve and get some good playing time this year.
Nah, Makai's one of those kids who's like all about like the film and just getting all his details and jobs done in terms, especially the linebacker room, which is important. He plays Mike, and so he's done a really good job of going in like each week, knowing the checks, knowing the calls, making sure that if his number's called, he'll step up to that occasion, and that's what he did against Central. It's gonna be really interesting to see in the next few years how well he can really be.
Excuse me, what was the experience, what was the mindset late in the game watching that freshman kicker kick the eventual field goal for you guys?
JJ?
I mean, just knowing Cannon. Cannon always, he's been with us for, only a few months, but he's got a lot of confidence in himself. And I think, just across the team in general, we were very confident in him. So I don't think we really missed a beat, and I think it was good with Cannon.
Miles?
I feel the same way. I can't lie, I was a little nervous when it came down to the last field goal because we feel like sometimes we always get in those situations. But so far, so good. So when Coach called the kicker out there, we're ready to roll, and he knocked it in. So led us to be 6-2.
Dylan?
I was nervous just as everyone else was, but just knowing that like offense works that type of drill and that type of environment weekly, and even with that freshman kicker, we put him in a pretty good spot offensively, or they did. I didn't do much. They put him in a pretty good spot to where it wasn't sure, 'cause you never can be sure, but I was confident with the kick. Like, it was nerve-wracking, of course, but that's what we work on. That's what he does.